In my secret workshop, surrounded by sparks and the hum of creation, I was putting the finishing touches on my greatest invention yet, the World Jumper device. It was a beautiful, complex machine, a symphony of shimmering gears, glowing conduits, and crystalline components. Every solder, every connection was a step closer to traversing dimensions. My focus was absolute, each movement precise. Of course, my best friend, Sonny, was right there with me, offering his usual brand of moral support. He nudged at the strange contraption with his nose, his tail wagging a million miles an hour, his curiosity practically buzzing in the air. He's always been my biggest fan, even if he doesn't quite understand the science behind it all. He just knows that when I'm excited about something, it's probably going to be fun. And this was going to change everything. Sonny's playful curiosity, however, sometimes gets the better of him. What started as a gentle nudge became a more enthusiastic exploration. He playfully batted at a crucial lever with his paw, a big glowing red lever that I probably should have covered. The device instantly sparked, a shower of angry blue and white light, and let out an ear-splitting whine that rattled the entire workshop. I lunged forward, a frantic shout on my lips, but I was too late. The machine went into overload. The hum became a roar, the soft glow a blinding, pulsating light that warped the very air around us. A vortex of chaotic energy erupted from the core, a swirling tunnel of colors I'd never seen before. It engulfed both of us, pulling us in with an irresistible force. In a flash, we were gone, leaving behind nothing but a scorched floor and the smoking, broken remains of my masterpiece. The landing was abrupt. We tumbled out of nowhere, hitting a grotesque, ash-covered ground with a hard thud. The air was thick and heavy, filled with unsettling spores that floated lazily like malevolent snowflakes. All around us, gnarled, vine-like tendrils writhed across the barren landscape as if the ground itself were alive and in pain, and the sky. There was no sun, no moon, just a perpetual, oppressive darkness, pierced by flashes of ominous red lightning that cast long, monstrous shadows. This was the upside down, a twisted, nightmare version of our world. The initial confusion from our sudden trip vanished in an instant, replaced by a cold, prickling alarm. The very atmosphere felt hostile, pressing in on us, whispering of unseen dangers lurking in the gloom. We moved cautiously, every sense on high alert. The silence was deafening, broken only by the squelch of our paws on the corrupted ground. Then a terrifying shriek tore through the air, echoing from somewhere ahead, drawn by the sound. We crept forward and stumbled upon a desperate, chaotic battle. We saw them, the familiar faces of Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Max, kids from the town of Hawkins. They were backed against a wall of writhing vines, cornered by a swarm of screeching, bat-like creatures I'd later learn were called demobats. The kids were overwhelmed, their makeshift weapons doing little to fend off the airborne assault. My mind raced, instinctively assessing their formation, the creatures' attack patterns, looking for any weakness. At that moment, something amazing happened. Sonny, sensing the danger and the children's fear, began to glow. A brilliant, pure light flared from his body, momentarily blinding and disorienting the nearest demobats, creating a brief but crucial opening for the terrified kids. The initial shock on the kids' faces was undeniable. Who wouldn't be surprised to see two dogs suddenly appear in this nightmare realm, one of them glowing like a miniature sun? Suspicion quickly turned to awe as we jumped into the fray. I used my natural agility, weaving through the chaos, hurting the kids, and drawing the demobats' attention away from them. My movements were calculated, strategic, designed to protect the group and disrupt the swarm. Meanwhile, Sonny's bursts of light proved incredibly effective. Each pulse sent the creatures reeling back, their shrieks turning from aggressive to pained. A cautious, unspoken alliance began to form in the heat of battle. It was clear to the Hawkins crew that we weren't just ordinary dogs. We were allies, strange and enigmatic, but allies nonetheless in this desperate fight for survival. After the last of the demobats scattered into the red-tinged darkness, we retreated to a safer, though no less eerie, location. There, the group expanded. We met 11, a girl with an intense, powerful presence, along with Steve, Nancy, and Robin. They pieced together the story for us, explaining the horrifying reality of their situation. A powerful entity named Vecna was terrorizing Hawkins, using his psychic powers to prey on teenagers, tearing open gates between their world and this hellscape. They explained the trauma, the fear, and the relentless nature of this new enemy. As I listened, my mind processed the information with startling speed, the scale of the threat, the psychic attacks, the dimensional rifts. It was a complex, dire puzzle. I looked at the determined faces of these humans, young and old, and I understood. This wasn't just their fight anymore. We were all in this together. We immediately began to form a plan. Huddled in the dim, flickering light of their hideout, we pooled our knowledge. The kids described Vecna's attacks, his patterns, how he isolates his victims in their own minds. With my enhanced intellect, I saw connections. They had missed potential weaknesses in his seemingly invincible strategy. I suggested flanking maneuvers, distraction tactics to pull his focus, ways to exploit the brief moments when he's psychically projecting. Then all eyes turned to Sonny. His innate ability to control and project light wasn't just a random power. We realized it could be a direct counter to Vecna's darkness and the psychological despair he feeds on. Light versus shadow, hope versus fear. Our combined strengths, human and canine, began to merge into a cohesive, if highly unusual, battle plan. Everyone had a role to play in the fight to come. The final confrontation took place in a derelict, vine-choked house that served as Vecna's lair in the Upside Down. The air was thick with tension, crackling with psychic energy. As we entered, Vecna emerged from the shadows, a horrifying figure of twisted flesh and malevolence, and unleashed his terrifying powers. The assault was immediate and overwhelming, but we were ready. I worked in tandem with Steve and Nancy, using my speed and agility to create diversions, darting through the crumbling rooms, drawing Vecna's physical and mental attention. This gave the others critical moments to act. Sonny, glowing brighter than ever, unleashed powerful, concentrated blasts of light that struck Vecna's shadowy form, causing him to recoil in pain. The light disrupted his concentration, weakening his psychic hold on the environment. Seeing her opening, empowered by our support and Vecna's faltering focus, 11 gathered all her strength and delivered a devastating counterattack. The battle raged, a desperate, chaotic struggle between light and shadow, courage and despair. In a final, blinding flash, Vecna was thrown back, defeated for now. The gate he had opened began to close, but the victory felt fragile. As the dust settled, Sonny and I looked at each other. We had survived, we had helped save our new friends, but we were still trapped in this dying world, wondering if we would ever find our way home. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more adventures.